it. As long as you can keep your butt engaged, that's how long you can go for. But as soon as you're done with this exercise and you have them walk away, they feel like, man, I can really feel like I'm getting into my big toe. I really feel my glute working really well. That's what you want. You want to do an exercise that as soon as they walk away from it, they feel awesome, like they can go fly right now. I don't want to beat them up on the exercise. Then I don't know what's going to happen on the next set. I don't know what muscles they're going to recruit. I don't know what's going to happen.
These are nice, like, cueing exercises before practice, too. Get everybody in their, like, muscle groups so that practice is actually putting strength and endurance and challenge into the right muscle group as opposed to your own.
Again, you can go over and try it. If we had more room, I'd let you try it here, but I don't like those stairs, they're kind of tight. They're hard. They're hard. And to do them properly, it takes a lot of time, so you need to allocate time and track. This isn't like do core at the end of the workout type thing. This is something that you need to put time to because it really pays off. We'll show you in this video here.
So remember, now we're going to progress these into movement. Okay? Increase skill level.
So progress these movements into something you can do on the track. This is my driveway. That's my old house. I call it a Hawaiian garage because I just throw stuff all over my front yard and hope the neighbors don't call the police on me. On my driveway, I have a really long driveway. I painted a line down the middle of my driveway so we can run hurdles on the driveway. It's my house. I can do whatever I want to it. And so we put mini hurdles out. These mini hurdles are about 8 inches high. And I think the height is really important because once you get over 8 inches, it changes your running mechanics too much and it becomes a different exercise. I don't buy the stuff that they're selling out there because I made these for like $7 at Menards. And so what we do is we run through the mini hurdles. They are, at that distance, they are 1.7 meters apart. And the reason why I use that distance is it seems to be a good enough distance where it forces them to get their foot off the ground quickly. And they don't go so fast that they forget about what the purpose of the drill is, which is to keep your right foot on the right side of the line, left foot on the left side of the line.
Keep the joints stacked. And then you start progressing the arms overhead, just like the squat exercise, marching exercise to decrease the abdominal fat.
Make it harder. There's a crowbar. Crowbars weigh 10 pounds. It's cheaper than buying the 10-pound stick that's out in the hallway there. 10 pounds seems to be a really good weight to challenge your lateral stability. So I find anything that weighs 10 pounds and we carry it over our head. Other things you can do Frankenstein arms. Put your hands out. If you want to progress it a little bit further, we go to 1.9 meters, and we still concentrate on the line. And then from there, we're concentrating on the line, and I think this is a little too far for drills. We go 2.1 meters. This works great for distance guys as well as sprinters. They come to a York practice. Coach Hedman and I spend, well, traditionally it's tomorrow, where we sit in my house and we cut pipes so we make sure we have enough mini hurdles for everyone. And when you come to practice, there are hundreds of mini hurdles laying around all over the place. And they're all set up and everyone goes through it. It's been a great exercise for everyone because I'll show you a distance runner that we did this with and what kind of results we had. Prime times. People who've seen me speak before, everyone knows prime times is one of my favorite exercises. It's a stiff leg run. Basically, we call them prime times for Deion Sanders. Should change it to Walter Payton. He's much better than Deion Sanders. I think we all agree on that. But when they used to get out in the open, they used to kick their legs up high. And the reason why we do that is it stops people from pushing their run, meaning you have to recruit from your hamstrings and your foot has to come underneath your body. Works great for distance runners. In fact, I find it works better for distance runners than sprinters because you have some of these guys that never really work on hard sprinting mechanics. They just like to go out and go second gear for forever and never hit fifth gear. But one thing that we figured out doing all this work, we realized that you get the stick out to make sure that you're doing your prime times with the neutral spine, because you'll see way too many people bob when they come up, twist, turn, come up with 8 million different compensation patterns in order to perform the exercise. Remember, most kids that come out for track are good kids, and they want to please you because they want to run on Friday and Saturday, so they're going to do the best they can to do the exercise well. So they will find all kinds of ways to compensate and cheat to look good doing the exercise. And unfortunately, it's that mindset that the kids have that undoes them and creates injury. So one of the ways we got around that is everyone gets a stick, and people get crazy, they decorate their sticks, whatever they want to do, and you do your prime time with your stick on your back. If they have trouble holding it, duct tape. I haven't tried mat tape, that would probably hurt. But one thing that I want to make sure that I want to get across is that when you hold the stick, you don't want your spine completely flat to that stick. So I always have them grab where the lower back would be, and you want to keep that distance between the lower back and the stick about this way. Okay? And that's where you hold. And sometimes you can reverse. I have a hard time reversing. It's very awkward. So you're working both sides. Okay, you can do, I'm not a big A skip, B skip person, but if you come up here and do your A skips and B skips with the stick on your back, watch how hard it is. Watch how much add it is. Any type of your drill movement, you put a stick on the back, all of a sudden you're going to eliminate a lot of compensation patterns that people have been using, and it becomes a useful drill. I always thought it was funny that, what was his name that made the speed dynamics? Kevin. We all own the tape, right? Every track coach has the speed dynamics tape. He always had really good guys that didn't have any compensation patterns, and they did them really well. And we all like to go see what the college coaches are doing or what they're doing in the Olympics. Well, those guys don't have any compensation patterns. So we're doing drills that guys that don't have any problems are doing, even though most of our kids have got issues. So this is one way where you can take some of their drills and make them more useful for your athletes so you get better results. I'm going to run the camera again. All right, I'm going to show you 3 athletes. One's a jumper sprinter, another's a sprinter, one's a distance runner. They all did very well in state meet. You guys may remember this kid. This is Shane Maldor. He was state champion in the long jump. Anyone remember him from a couple years ago? He runs at Princeton now. He had the 3rd fastest 100-meter time on prelim day, but after he won the long jump, he was so excited because that was his goal. He kind of just trashed 100. I think he ended up 5th or 6th. But I think he ran on the first day 10.56, which is a decent time. Okay? After his junior year, he had a lot of injury. He came to me and said, I want to be state champion. I watched him run. I said, I think I can help you. So this is the street out in front of my house where you'll see all these videos. So what you'll notice with Shane, see the crossover? If I drew a line, see these new fancy pads, you change the pressure, changes. See how that foot's completely turned out? The outside of his heel is almost on the right side of his body. Yes, we all agree?
Yes.
Yes. Same thing. Shane was a spinner. We call him spinner because he hits and he'll spin through that foot to try and find stability and then push from that point, which means you're on the ground a longer period of time. He does a nice job up getting through this big toe, but you can see, there's a bad one right there. You can see the right shoulder drop a little bit. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Spins in the air. So we know what we're talking about here, right?
Yes.
Here it is. This is right after, this is the weekend before state finals. Notice the difference in the left leg. Is it more straight underneath his body? Is the left side of his body more straight? Yes. Okay. No more spin, right? Feet come down and hit. We've had the opportunity to work with some Olympic sprinters. One guy won a gold medal last summer, which is kind of cool. And what's great is to get him on film. I didn't bring those clips, but if anyone wants to come by, I'll be happy to share them. What's neat is when you watch their feet hit, first of all, filming from the front is completely different because the guy that runs 9.9 is completely different than a kid that runs 11.2. And they're there before you know it. The first Olympic I ever did, we almost applied because I didn't think he came that fast. And, you know, he got to zoom, things appear in the mirror. And I almost applied and thinking, oh my God, I almost wrecked this guy's career trying to film him from the front just so I could have videotape of him. But what you'll notice is their feet hit and go, that there's absolutely no spin, there's no finding of the tripod. Their tripod comes down naturally and hits every single time it comes off the ground. And really, that's where your foot quickness comes, that's where your contact time comes from. I know everyone likes to say, well, the faster you're off the ground, the faster you can run. Well, that's obvious, but why? Well, you've got all kinds of spinning going on. You're trying to find tripods. You're trying to find different muscles to kick in. Even with like Sean's Mervyn toe, that's what we call Mervyn, he's got to spin to find a toe that will actually grab the ground to knock him forward. So Sean's always going to be slow off that right foot because he's got to spin to find a toe that will actually grab. So he's got to make sure that little pinky toe's got some kind of feeling. You'd be amazed at how many people cannot move their pinky toe. It's just like a piece of flesh. It just hangs there. It's like a skin tag with a ball. That's got to be able to grab to prevent running. That's one of the first things we did with Shane. Shane saw Dr. Allen do, and we sat down and said, here's what we got to do for this kid. And the first thing Sean just took a shoe off and said, his toes don't work at all. He's got two toes that work on that right foot. And so we start pinching those toes and make those toes work. And sure enough, when he runs, he's running pretty good here. Those feet just hit and come off the ground. So here, I'll go real time so you can appreciate the speed. After his junior year, he had a decent junior year. I think he ran 11.1. And he was a 21-foot long jumper. After his senior year, he jumped 23. He won the state with 23 something. And then he knocked about a half a second off his 100-meter dash. I lost the screen. I didn't do anything.